When I was a lad growing up, I grew up in the countryside. My old man warned me and the siblings about an elderberry look-alike. He never mentioned that the elderberries, unless you cook them, are poisonous as well. But I wasn't aware of the particular plant which was the elderberry look-alike. He just mentioned that. But through the years, I began to discern that this here plant was different to the other plant, and I wasn't ever sure which one was which until recently when I looked into it. This one is called Dogwood, and the berries are not really poisonous, but they will probably make you vomit. Probably a bit like elderberries themselves, unless you cook them. And so I don't know whether if you cook these, then they might not be too offensive. But I thought, as I found both varieties on my way walking back from the gym, then I thought I'll bring them to your attention, because some people, if they get a little bit of information, if they see a video about like elderberries, they think, oh, I'm going to eat some elderberries, and then they go out and they'll just pick blackberries without, doing the proper research, and you can't do that. So here are the elderberries, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a twig of that, and then I will put them on the floor and we'll have a little bit of a chat about them, shall we? So first and foremost, we discern that the leaves are different. I mean, probably not different enough for some people, but here's the elderberry and here's the dogwood, and the dogwood classic leaf is like that. It's got prominent veins in them, and they come off of the twigs in pairs. You see, you've got two there, and two there, and so these leaves tend to do the same. They come off in pairs, two and two, and so it could be easily misunderstood, but when then we look closer, we will see that, hang on, this one here, this is very, very much the same. They've got what's called a compound leaf, and that means that all the leaves come off a certain stem or stipe or whatever. So that's what the elderberry leaves look like. But then when you look at these, you go, well, if we pick, say, like this one, and then we put that aside, we can go, well, okay, there's two there. They're pretty well, kind of like come off in twos, don't they? Two, and then you got that one there, which is two, and so obviously there's a difference between them, and the difference is, quite a lot. But then when we look at the berries, they have an enormous amount of a grouping like that, whereas these dogwoods, they'll just have small groupings like this, and they come off the side of the branch, you see. But then we can get some which are on the end as well. So it's kind of like, hang on, these ones form pretty well. Oh jeepers, you know, I just need another hand. I need another freaking hand with all this. It's a bit like being an invalid. So that groupings, and they're all very red, whereas these ones, they're just, the stems are green. And without having another hand to be able to manipulate these plants quite, you know, easily, it's bloody hard work. But the berries in themselves, you know, they don't look too dissimilar, do they? But so there's the leaves, there's the berry, and there's that berry, and that basically will be the greatest distinguishing feature. The amount of clusters that you get on the elderberry, whereas on the dogwood you only ever get small groupings like this. But these also, they can grow halfway down the stem or the branch, whereas elderberries, they always grow on the ends, right on the very ends, you see, on the ends of them all. Whereas this one, they can be on the end, like that one, but then they can be in the middle, like that one. Anyway, there you have it. All in a day's observation. So down here I've been eating blackberries and rose sips, and I've been checking out the acorns. I'm going to be making some acorn cakes, going through the whole preparation for them, which is quite laborious because you've got to try them out for like 2 or 4 weeks. Then you've got to take the nut out, the shell, and then break them up and then leave them to soak in water for 2 weeks, and then you change it again for another 2 weeks, and then the bitterness, the tannins are extracted from the acorn, and then they're not so bitter and you can eat them. So there's another variety here. These are something like a bird cherry because they go black just like the ones I've just shown you on the dogwood, and pigeons and redwings and thrushes and blackbirds, they love these berries when they're mature. Anyway, that's all folks, just a short one. Catch you later.